everyone, I'm Kate Andrews, and here's a look at what is going on this week in the news. And we begin in news from around the country. As we reported last week, the canonization cause of Archbishop Fulton Sheen has been suspended indefinitely. The cause was shelved when the Archdiocese of New York denied the Archbishop Sheen Foundation's request to transport the Archbishop's body from New York, where the Archbishop died in 1979, to Peoria, Illinois. A September 4th statement from the New York Archdiocese said Cardinal Timothy Dolan was hesitant about exhuming the body without a directive from the Congregation for Saints' Causes and Families' approval. The statement added that Archbishop Sheen's family asked that the Archbishop's wishes that his remains be buried in New York be respected. In an interview in Crux, the Boston Globe's religion newsletter, Cardinal Dolan said that there have been issues with Peoria over what to do with the remains and what relics they might be able to share. He said he was committed to doing whatever was consistent with Sheen's wishes, the wishes of his family, the instructions from the Congregation for Causes of Saints, and New York state law. Cardinal Dolan told Crux that his next step is to write a formal letter to Peoria, saying New York would be honored to take over the cause. In news from the Vatican, Pope Francis prayed the Angelus over a packed St. Peter's Square on Sunday. In his remarks, the Pope said Christians should never throw around insults. He also celebrated the Nativity of the Virgin Mary. Room Reports has more.
Thousands of people gathered in St. Peter's Square to see the Pope lead the Angelus prayer. Speaking from his studio window, the Pope explained that pointing out the mistakes of others is good. He went on to say that correcting one's neighbor is a service, but this, he said, is far different from insulting.
Ma è molto brutto vedere uscire dalla bocca di un cristiano un insulto o un'aggressione. È brutto, capito, eh? Niente insulto. Insultare non è cristiano, capito? Insultare non è cristiano.
Since Monday marks the Nativity of the Virgin Mary, the Pope gave a few tips on how to celebrate what he described as the birthday of Our Lady.
Domani ricordatevi, dal mattino presto, dal vostro cuore e dalle vostre labbra, salutare la Madonna e dirle tanti auguri e dirle un'Ave Maria che venga del cuore del figlio e della figlia.
In light of the violence taking place in Iraq, the Pope also commended a group of 30 Red Cross volunteers who will travel to that country to help minorities and persecuted Christians.
Esprimendo un sentito apprezzamento per questa opera generosa e concreta, imparto la benedizione a tutti loro e a tutte le persone che cercano concretamente di aiutare i nostri fratelli perseguitati e oppressi.
The Pope also prayed for the small African country of Lesotho, where the military has taken over in a coup, giving way to instability. And once again, he prayed for Ukraine so that through dialogue, a peace agreement may be reached.
Also on Sunday, a written message from Pope Francis was presented at the International Meeting of People and Religions hosted by the Diocese of Antwerp, Belgium. The meeting's aim was to create an international alliance of religions dedicated to peace and dialogue and to countering fundamentalist ideologies and violence. In the message, Pope Francis said that war is just senseless slaughter and should never be seen as inevitable. Another way can always be found, the way of dialogue, encounter, and the sincere search for truth, he wrote. More than 300 leaders representing the world's religions participated in the Global Summit, which was held September 7th through the 9th. And finally in the news, 3 Xaverian missionary Sisters of Mary have been murdered in 2 separate attacks in their residence in Burundi. Sister Lucia Pulucci and Sister Olga Rascietti were found dead September 7th in their mission residence in the capital of Bujumbura. Sister Bernadetta Bogiani, who had found the bodies, was killed the next night. There's no word yet on possible suspects or motives of the killings. In telegrams sent to the Archbishop of Bujumbura and the Superior General of the Xaverian Missionary Sister of Mary, Pope Francis expressed his sadness over the nuns' tragic deaths. Vatican Radio reported that the 3 missionary sisters had been working in Burundi, helping the poor and the sick for the past 7 years. The station said that on September 8th, the mission house was full of people who came to mourn the nuns and express their solidarity. Well, that is all the information we have for you at this time. I'm Kate Andrews. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.